good, and he's currently 3-0 in not only all of his Pro League matches, but since this is his only season, this season of Pro League, all of them won against Protoss.
Yeah, he's not only looking good in person, he's looking good in this league so far. A really, really good pickup for JINAIR Green Wings here is Maru. And like you said, 3-0 against Protoss, and he's going against another Protoss over here. It will be herO from JINAIR.
Yeah, herO is a player who had a lot of recent success in IEM. Came back to Korea. There was a lot of hype surrounding him, and we'll see how he does today. He's currently 1-1. He did lose his match to a Terran. The only match he's played against Terran so far this season. And his Pro League stats overall, including his Blue War stats, put him at about 50-50 at 45 and 46. A player who definitely could take Maru out here, but it's not going to be easy. He's probably a little bit frustrated with his draw here that he has to face Maru on Frost.
I don't want to see him try to go for another all-in Blink Stalker build like he did against TY. That was the turn that he did lose against.
Yeah.
I want to see him go into a real actual game against Maru and see if he can actually take a game off him.
Yep, that's what I'd like to see as well. Only time will tell what sort of build we'll see from Maru. Will he mech again? Will he go for Hellions? He's done crazy builds in the past. So a player who's really, really calculated, always studies his build so well, executes it basically perfectly. Jess asked Innovation in the OSL semifinals how he felt about that. The map, Frost, it is loaded. It's a 4-player map. Anything could happen here. It's time for game number 2. Maru and herO, JINAIR and CJ. Let's jump right into it.
LGA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom right, the red Terran representing JINAIR. This guy's been looking so good. This is Maru.
Maru's so young, so talented. Really, really strong Terran player up against the Protoss from JINAIR, not to be confused with the Team Liquid player. It's herO.
Now these guys, they've spawned far away from each other.
Yeah.
Does this change this matchup at all?
Yes, it does, and I'll tell you why. The third base for both players is now almost twice as easy to take, twice as comfortable to take, because this is a matchup where attacks are mostly ground-based to attack expansions directly. You're never going to have, for example, like a pack of Mutalisks coming to try to snipe your third Nexus when you're against a Terran player. He's going to be attacking you by ground.
That would be terrifying.
That would be terrifying. If you had a pack of Mutalisks against you and you were playing against a Terran player, you would definitely hold up your hand instantly and type PP in the chat. But because of this, the rush distance between these two bases is so far, and it means that both players can take a relatively safe third base. It's a little bit tougher, in my opinion, for Maru to take a third base than it is for herO because of the ability to attack that with Zealots, with run-bys, you know, with Warp Prisms, and some conflicting signs here.
This guy says he's from Ilsan.
Yep.
That's about an hour away from where we are.
He came
Maybe
down.
even further because we're in the south of Seoul.
Yeah, he came all the way down. You guys can too. Okay, so we have CC first here, coming out from Maru. So going right into macro mode from the start on this 4-player map. Both of these players choosing this map, and a good choice against Protoss on this map to CC first. If you go for a Reaper expand, a lot of people would argue you're playing too safe even for this map, and you can't get the Reaper to your opponent's base very quickly anyways. There's the core going down after the 2 gases, so herO is teching a little bit more here. He doesn't know what Maru is doing. Maru is a player who has done cheeses in the past, so he wants to get his gas up a little bit faster before he just sits back and says, okay, just gate into Nexus and then core, one of those greedier Protoss builds. He's playing it safe. Well, this gives Maru a pretty nice lead economic-wise.
Yeah, he was just mining with one of those probes in the gas, but it looks like he's putting a bit more. Now he does see the CC first. He knows the timing of this. He's going to say, okay, we're far positioned, and I know now that Maru did go for the CC first.
An interesting stat we have on screen is that Terran is on an 8-game winning streak right now in Pro League, something that a lot of people have been talking about. in the foreign scene, especially on Team Liquid and on the StarCraft Reddit subreddit, something that's really heavily discussed, and just definitely a notable stat. So I wanted to mention that.
Whereas on the other side of the coin, we have Protoss not doing so well.
Yeah, Protoss is having a little bit of a tougher time.
So if we just go by stats, so far in Pro League, you could say that Maru favored. But also just by the players, you could say Maru favored. Looking so well, so good so far.
Yeah, Maru is 3-0 against Protosses and 3-0 in Pro League. He wants to get his 4th win here and continue that Terran streak for everybody, all those Terran fans at home. A lot of people were saying Maru is the Terran hero, you know, in the season, in this season so far when they come to the studio, holding up those signs and cheering for him, saying that you are the representative for Terran essentially right now. He and TY really holding up the fort right now for those Terran players. So
yeah, both of those guys looking so solid. Make sure you take out TY's games as well. He's played a lot of very interesting games so far.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Very nice defense of that all-in Blink Stalker build.
By herO himself.
Yep.
So definitely go back and check that one out if you're having some trouble with Blink Stalker all-ins. The execution from herO definitely wasn't flawless, but it can give you a good idea of what you might be able to do to defend that type of all-in, how to scout it. So with the third base being started right here for herO, this is the exact sort of thing I was talking about. When your opponent goes CC first and you're on this 4-player map and your cross spawns, you can really do this quite comfortably. This is a great scout by Maru. He knows the timing of that third nexus. He checks it. He sees it right when it started. Beautifully done here. Now he knows he doesn't have to worry about any sort of timings coming at him. He doesn't have to bunker up like a madman. He knows it's not a 2-base Blink Stalker push coming through. Probably not going to be DTs really quickly. And you can feel very comfortable here.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how he responds to this. What do you see coming out of Maru right here? Do you think he's going to go really aggressive or just try to go for third base himself and try to tick up a bit?
I think he's going to poke while taking a third base. As soon as his medevacs are out, he's going to start dropping a little bit, probably walking towards the natural, then boosting into the main base, trying to harass there, then dropping out at the third base, kind of ping-ponging around between the bases to get as much damage done as possible. He's even queued up, looks like here, Banshees as a possible follow-up, which is great based on what he scouted. He saw the Twilight Council with his SV, I'm pretty sure, and he saw the third Nexus timing. So for him now he knows, okay, this is going to be a way I can get ahead because he doesn't have robotics tech. And with the third base at this timing, usually you don't have robotics tech at all. You go the other way.
Yeah, and this is going to be very unexpected for herO coming out here. He's going to get cloaked Banshees right in his face. He's getting that blink right now, so he's going to be able to blink after, but he's not going to have that detection like you mentioned for a while here.
Blink is an interesting choice as well, rather than charge. We'll see what he ends up doing here. This reactor being built on the factory is so that as soon as he gets the Banshee out, he can switch right back into medevac production.
I could see him going for that blink because he knows going for that early third base, he has to be really mobile against the drops that Maru's going to come out with him. At least that's what he's expecting that soon.
And with that pylon on the high ground, it also gives him the protection of that third base. He can also blink up to chase units away if there's harassment at his third. Frost is a unique map in that your third base can be harassed by the high ground. We've seen this before in certain maps. Zelnaga Caverns even comes to mind on one of the older maps where you could be attacked on the high ground at your third base.
Back in the day.
Yeah, Cloud Kingdom even, one of our newer old maps. It was a map where you could be attacked at the third base on the high ground. So obviously, we want to consider. Well, these gateways going up. I think we might actually see a Blink Stalker attack. This is what I was wondering from the beginning because he didn't take his gases at his third base. I wonder if he'll actually commit to an attack with Blink. That would be really unusual. Blink is strong, but it's this late in the game, not always the best thing you want. This is the problem with no detection, though.
Yeah, he has no detection on the map right now. He just is now getting that robotics up, and these cloaked Banshees are going to come in here and do a ton of damage. He's not going to have an answer for a while here.
This is actually affecting his timing, too. He's basically lost the whole mining base, so all the probes running away. They're, like, running towards the middle of the map, too. We're not going to be useful at all.
They're going to attack with the Force, I guess.
This is terrible for herO. Now all Maru needs to do is identify this as an all incoming and set up bunkers. He's basically trashed the economy of his opponent so horribly here.
Yeah, I'd love him to fly into the base and see this, actually, because I'm not sure if he knows 100%. He does have that other cloaked Banshee following the army, and he does have a really nice ground army as well, and this is just not enough units out of herO right now.
He would like to have so many more, and if he had that economy, he certainly would have, but he's just getting slapped down here. Look at the supply, 90 to 70. Forward pylon is gone. That whole army that he sent up to the front is also gone. And any chances of him taking this game with a timing attack are now gone. They're They're about as sad as those probes are right now.
Those little probes all crowding around the one pylon down there, just saying, our commander has lost for us. We're gonna create our own colony or something.
We're gonna try to move on here. There's no reason for us to die. He's gonna concede. He's gonna hit the surrender button. This game isn't over yet because herO still does have a 3-base economy, albeit one that's extremely damaged.
Yeah, we did see a count of, I think, about 19 probes going down for herO. And with a very, very strong ground army with Stim right now and about to have concussive shields and that combat shields. Concussive shells, I mix those two up.
Yeah, but he's getting those upgrades out a bit late, but he just still has a very strong ground army. He needs to be careful that he doesn't get himself overextended here without any medevacs to run away with, because this army that he's attacking with right now is something that herO actually can beat with good micro. There's a few medevacs joining in the mix. He's going to attack on the high ground here, which is really smart. But he just needs to be careful to make sure that he can retreat out back through that Bridge of Doom when it's time. Oh, I like this a lot with the 2 Widow Mines here, too. He's doing so much more damage to the economy.
And look at this. He almost comes up a big Widow Mine shot on there. A nice time warp, though, onto a lot of the army with the Photon Overcharge. Could do a lot of damage here. He is going to pick up and go away now.
Yep, moves back, and Widow Mine shot number 2 takes out another Stalker. No blink to dodge that. Another tip for players out there, I love to give you guys these little tips, is if you blink at the last second before the Widow Mine projectile actually hits you, you dodge the shot. This next blink forward is going to be a doozy. Get ready for it. He doesn't know how much army is on the other side of these line of sight blockers, so he decides not to. There he goes, but doesn't actually have the support of those Zealots now. He's going to continue to chase regardless, and this is not looking good for this first wave of units, but here's that second wave. Goodbye, Observer. And Maru is just destroyed that 3rd base economy for herO. He still has these 2 Widow Mines here. He can move his own 3rd command center down whenever he's ready.
Oh, he's got to be careful. He can't walk over these. It's going to actually unburrow here, but one shot does get one of those Stalkers.
He lost the Observer earlier, so he's not going to be able to kill this. He's actually got an Immortal queued up right now. I don't know if he has any other Observers on the map. There's that 3rd CC being landed for Maru, so he's now on his own 3rd base economy. He sends those SCVs over. Really nice timing on that Maynard. Shout out to Maynard, by the way, Australian personality. And he's not the guy that's named after, but shares the same name. Not sure if coincidence or not. But regardless, here we go. Big concave of Maru units coming at herO. And that Maru micro that he's known for is showing through here. He basically just dodged force fields.
Yeah, he moved right away.
Those probes came back at the worst possible moment.
They thought the Protoss was coming back, and with a lot of units here, he is actually doing pretty well so far, though Maru has a really nice concave right now, fighting behind these force fields.
Yeah, this is looking, this is just looking like a disaster for herO. His nightmare is becoming reality. Dropping of the mules there on top of the Immortals, 4 of them. That's how much his economy is ahead. 5.
He's not fooling around. He knows he has this game won. He's going to come in here and take out the rest of this army.
Yeah. herO takes a great 3rd base, wants to hit a timing, but has no detection. Maru identifies this, punishes him for it, and he's just warping in these Zealots to die. And we're going to see a type out right here. GG! And Maru puts JINAIR Green Wings into a 2-0 spot. And they would love to take that 3-0. Maru very notably playing with no shoes, something he's known for.
Yeah, putting those shoes back on. He deserves to. Going up 4-0 against Protoss right now, continuing the Terran win streak to 9-0, or 9 in a row.
Yes. Really, really well played by Maru. Identifying the lack of detection, punishing for it, and really just a great display of micro there at the end. herO with a nice timing attack, but he wasn't able to hide the fact that he lacked detection. And when Maru took advantage of that, that's all he needed to do. Then herO also made a mistake of overextending himself into Maru's front, losing his whole army there, which is what he needed to hit his timing with. That was already slowed down by the